You live and you learn.
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. So yeah, we're recording. I'm going to hit my trusty generator again. I love the fact that we get a chance to do another scene together. It's so good.
I'm thrilled about it as well. That's why I grabbed the opportunity. I said, yes, why not? Let's do another one.
Let's just do another one. There's nothing to stop us. Awesome. I'm going to press this button and I saw Fluctuation. Fluctuation as the first thing that I saw. Fluctuation. So yeah, let's see what happens.
Let's try.
It's still fluctuating.
I don't know what else I can do.
Oh, just the communication isn't clear because it's
what else should I do?
I don't know. I just the light just keeps going on and off and the sound keeps going on and off.
Let me try again.
Okay. Now. Oh, it's still the same, Sarah.
Oh, any ideas?
No, I'm honestly getting really worried now because if we don't finish this experiment, we won't pass our grade, our science grade.
Okay, I have an idea. What if I keep a notebook on it?
Okay.
And then just with some pressure, it might just work. Should we try that?
Yeah, try it.
Okay. Woo. It's stable for some time.
It's settled, yeah.
Yeah. I'd put like 2 big books on it.
Thank goodness. It's so stressful. It's so stressful. This deadline is, I really need to pass this year at uni. If we don't pass, then if I don't get the grades from this experiment, I won't get through to next year, to the finals.
Emma, I'm going to help you. I'll do whatever I can for this time because I know you've helped me through my English literature and I owe you this much.
Thank you.
You know what? Maybe when you're doing your experiment, I'd stay on the side somewhere and keep it on. Just sit on it.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, maybe if you could, yeah, do that. And you're so good at science. I didn't major, as you know, I have not majored in science. I've majored in literature, but the science module, I was like, okay, I need to have some other influences into my academic life. And so I took this blooming physics module. You're really good at it. I just can't.
Oh, you know what? You don't understand. Literature is tougher. You have to think with your mind, get deep into what is written, behind what is written, the text and the subtext, and oh God, what are the works? In science, what you see is what it is.
Right.
So it's as simple as that. You are going to get it like this. You're a major in literature. Science is going to be this for you.
Gosh. Well, with your help, for sure. I can't do this on my own, Sarah. Your brain is just so on fire. It's like, I don't know how you, I really admire your understanding of the physical world. It's just incredible.
Well, it's just, I don't know, I was born like that. Maybe my mom says when I was born, I used to play with wires and switches. And I mean, those things interested me. I would break down electronic devices, the radio and stuff, and then put it back together. That was my life all through. I think that's why it comes so easy to me.
I admire that because I can't. Yeah, I can't. Well, as you can see from this experiment, it hasn't gone well. I find the instructions and the visual plugging, the cableizer into the statutory water bowl. I can't figure how to do that. Whereas if you give me a poem, I can interpret a poem. If you give me theatre, I can interpret that. I understand.
How about we interpret this problem of fluctuation with poetry, or act it out like theatre?
Oh, yes.
That might make it simple for you.
Okay, here's my impression of the experiment so far, okay?
Yes, go on.
This is what it feels like to me.
Oh, life is fluctuating. Life is fluctuating. Yeah, that's what it is. Yes, go on. You'll never forget the word ever in your life now.
Okay, this is fluctuation.
Yes.
And this is the statutory water pipe.
Yes. And just put some books for the reaction on the fluctuation.
Oh my gosh, let me write that down. That is so good. That is so good. Okay, this is really helping.
This is the fluctuation.
Yeah.
This is the statutory water pipes.
Yes.
So put the books for the reaction, and both of us are the same types.
This is just so good. Oh my God. I think
is the concept clear?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think I'm in with a chance. If we just, every experiment, every time we come to the lab, if we just do like interpretative dance on the experiment, then I think I'll pass. But I have to pass, Sarah. I have to pass. I can't afford another year at university. I can't.
We are going to guarantee that. You just get your concepts right, get your poetry right. Everything else is just going to be so poetic and rhythmic for you. You don't look at it as physics. Don't look at it as science. Just don't look at it like that. Look at science as literature.
Like a canvas. It's like a,
wow.
Yeah, it's like ideas and concepts, a canvas that we can put our physics into or onto.
Absolutely, and just fix those pieces on the canvas, connect them with dots and lines, color them the way you wish to with your brush.
Yes, oh my gosh. I wonder if we would be able to redecorate our laboratory. Like maybe the lab can be color-coded. That would really help.
I think that's a brilliant idea, not just for you, Emma. It's for all the students of literature who are studying science.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm going to ask the professor if we can redecorate. Like, what if everything in the lab that's to do with water is just color-coded blue? I mean, that's like, okay, this is blue. I get that. This is water related, right?
So we have the 5 elements. Water is blue. Anything to do with fire is red.
Of course. Yes.
Earth is a very important part, and we can make it brown.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And wind energy.
Yes. Oh my God.
What color do you want? What color do you want? Emma, you decide.
For wind. It feels like purple to me.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So, for example, the wind generator that we have just there, we could just, if we could just paint that purple, then of course I'll just know how to use it because it's purple. That's the wind generator, you know.
And so wind energy.
Yes. Yes.
And then you can relate the two. The correlation is right there, and you get your answer. So you don't even have to mug up your answers anymore.
Yeah. Oh, this is so. I am so grateful for you. I am so grateful. Honestly, Sarah, you just unlocked a big door for me. Like, the professor didn't unlock it. The academia didn't unlock it. You, my best buddy, just
I can't believe I've done it, Emma. I think it's your influence, your literature that has done that to me. Yeah, seriously, I wish somebody had taught us like this.
Yeah, like, wouldn't it be so fun if we went into lectures where the professor was doing an interpretive dance that would help us understand the concepts? I would get that then.
Absolutely. And mixing up science and literature together with everything, with movement, with art, with theater, with poetry, prose. I mean, we can learn 2 subjects in one lesson.
Yeah. And they're not so different. I mean, literature and art and science, they're just like, it's almost like they're the flip side of the same thing. They're all helping us interpret the world,
Yeah.
They're all giving us information and data that helps us live and translate this weird world that we live in.
Yeah, actually, translation is the key in this fluctuating world, I have to say.
Yeah.
Just translation. Wow, beautiful, Emma. I love that. I'm going to use that in my project, my literature project.
Oh my gosh, you could write a poem or a monologue about that. That would be so beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, wow. This is inspiring.
We've inspired each other.
Oh my God, that's a high five, Emma.
This is why we're friends. This is why we hang out. This is why I sat next to you on our first day at university. I saw you in the canteen and I just thought, I like her. She's so cool. So I'm so glad I sat next to you.
Oh, you know what? When I saw you, I looked at you and I was like, she's so different from me. She is so arty. She looks the creative kinds. And that is none of me.
Yeah.
And that's what attracted me. I said, there is an energy in you which was so, different from my boring energy that I felt I had all the time. So I'm so glad that happened that day.
Wow. And you're not boring at all. It's funny just listening to you now and I'm like, oh, we're talking about like polar opposites or like the positive and the negative on a battery, like to power a battery has to have the positive and the negative reverse like this so that it makes electricity, right? And that's kind of like me and you. We're like the opposites but the same, and together we work.
Emma, do you realize what you just did? Another concept of science and beautifully described through literature. You should write this down.
I need to write that down. Oh my gosh.
You're a natural. You're a natural. You now know how the batteries operate, how the opposites work. And magnetism also comes from here. So you'll figure this out easily now. That was the last chapter in your test for tomorrow.
Yes,
the project.
Magnetism. Yeah, because I was drawn to you and you were drawn to me. We were kind of magnetized to come together. So really, science is like love or life, or like science and art are the same, right?
Yes. Yeah, there's a law of attraction.
Yeah.
And science follows it. And see, all your Romeo Juliets and all the other literature in the world, they also follow the exact same thing.
Yeah. You can't have one without the other.
Yes.
Just can't have Romeo without Juliet. It doesn't make sense.
Yes. Yes.
You can't have me without you and you without me. Well, we can, but it wouldn't be so nice.
Yeah, we wouldn't be all this that we are today and all that we've discovered today.
I know. Without each other.
And we can't have those books without those switches and the switches without those books that are hanging in there.
That is so poetic. You should write that in your next literature exam. That is beautiful.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the books with the pipes, with the cables, it's art and science right there.
I will. This one I am going to, it's going to be different then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody would have ever imagined literature can be written like this when I submit my submission.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Same here, Emma. this is great thinking. Yeah. Maybe it's time we taught the professor a few things.
Oh yeah, I would be up for that. I would be definitely up for that.
Just after your submission, Emma.
Yeah, we're going to bring it to the professor.
And then the university.
Yes, and then the world.
And then the world. Every child will learn the new method.
Yes.
Yes.
Scene!
Ooh.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
that was so fun.
Yes.
I
think we're made for each other, Emma. I seriously think we're made for each other.
Like the characters in the scene.
Each time, it just something happens,
Yeah. So nice. It's just so nice. It's so easy to improvise with you.
Oh, I just loved it. I feel the exactly same feeling right now. Never known you before today.
Yeah.
And both the times, amazing. I mean, it just was so organic.
Organic, yeah, for sure, 100%. I love being in scenes that just flow. Like, like we both like understood each other and we both had each other's back and like, yeah, we were both building on each other's ideas so much.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm so happy. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because I personally am not a sciencey person at all. So I was drawing from a lot of truth in that scene. Like I identify much more as like an artistic type of person than a science. And my dad is very sciencey. And he's always, all my life, he's always tried to explain like scientific concepts and, how the planets go around the sun and all of this stuff. And I kind of like, I get it up to a certain point. And then after that, I'm like, no idea.
Copy that here. Totally copy that here. That's my story. I have studied science, but it was always over the head. Yeah, totally. I wish there was somebody teaching us like this. Yeah, it would have made a huge difference to my life.
Oh my gosh, so much. If our science teacher in school had just done like some experiments and like color coded everything, I probably would have understood stuff more.
Same here. I don't know why they make it so complicated. Life is so easy. Science can be easy.
Yeah, make it easy. Yeah. It's so interesting. I really like it as well, like when in improv scenes, when life, like us as people, we bring ourselves to the scene and it's like, it's a composite. I always find that, I don't know about you, like scenes are often composites of aspects of truth, aspects of self, and then aspects of the imaginary. And I really enjoy that blend. Do you find that?
Absolutely. I think you're bang on that. A lot of us comes out here.
Yeah.
And the truth in us comes out, and that's where the things just start. That's why it's so easy to do those scenes, because we're being truthful to that, because inside us, we just know how to. It's us.
Yeah. We bring ourselves. Yeah.
I totally hear you on that.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I think I'm note to self. I must bring that note to people that I teach, actually, because I think a lot of the time, like beginner improvisers who I come across and teach, I think they feel like they have to invent external stuff and like bring it into the scene. And often, I mean, that is a way of doing it, of course, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's more, but I think my style is more composite. It is myself and my imagination working together. And I think there's something, I think if you know that you can bring yourself to the scene, I think scenes are easier.
Yeah, in fact, I feel when we get the external, which is not even us, but that is somewhere us, because that's an interpretation of our observation.
That's true.
So if we can be truthful to that observation, then we can be truthful to the scene. But if we just become somebody without knowing and not understanding, I think that's when we get stuck and put those barriers, and which is why we blank out initially when we just start with improv.
Yes, 100%. Like the brain freeze is like because you kind of reach for something instead of going within and bringing it out. Which
Yeah, just trying to do something. And one of the issues is I think everybody initially wants to just be funny because
Yeah.
we think that's the basic thing rule. And later we realize that it is not.
Yeah.
So I guess that also puts an added pressure to just become something and not realize you don't even connect with it.
Yeah. Oh, so true.
Yeah.
It's this is one of the things that I love about improv is like every time I improvise, I learn something. You know, even like I think I've been improvising for about 12, 13 years, but every single time without fail, I will learn something about myself or about the craft. You know, I think that learning never stops with improv. It's just
So
exponential.
true. Exponential, yeah. And learning should not stop. I think the day it stops, it'll get boring.
Oh,
So
for
it's
sure.
nice we are constantly learning and we are so hungry for it.
Yeah. I mean, I always think, the day I stop learning stuff about improv is the day that I stop improvising. You know, it's like, you may as well.
Yeah.
But to constantly learn is just a joy, isn't it? It's just a real great.
Yes, constantly. I call myself a lifelong learner.
Yeah. Every day's a learning day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to put all of those links that we talked about before up onto this post. And but yes, I will stop the live recording now.
And thank you, Emma, so much for this opportunity. I just loved playing with you.
Thank you.
I hope I get to do it again soon.
Yes, me too, Anshu. Thank you. Thanks so much. How do I stop you see, this is how, here we go. I just press that.